You're watching the Brother Henry and You Show.
Engaging. Informative. Inspirational.
Enjoy today's program. Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. I will be coming to you for the next several weeks, and we're going to be talking about a subject that I think a lot of people deal with, even people who may not be able to identify that they struggle with offense. I want to let you know before we kick off this series that it is normal. I wouldn't suggest or encourage you to stay in that area of offense. I believe we should address those areas. I believe we should point those areas out where we find ourselves becoming offended about something or someone. And I believe that's why I want to do this series, to help you out, because I get offended at times. All of us get offended at times. But you know what? When you get offended, you must understand that being offended about anything is no one else's fault. It's actually a choice. So we're going to start out with a message with part one of our series, The Origin of Offense. And the message is going to be, it is a choice. Anytime you become offended about something, maybe it was something somebody did, maybe it was something that somebody said, it always goes back to a choice. I have a choice to become offended, and I have a choice not to become offended about what was said or done to me. So I think before we get started, I think it would be the right thing to do to define or give the definition of what offense or being offended really means, or what it is, before we get this started. The word offense or offended means resentful or annoyed, typically as a result of a preconceived insult, disgruntled, annoyed, angry, hurt, irritated. That's basically what offense is. Having hurt feelings and being offended is always a choice. There's an old quote that says, to be offended is a choice we make. It is not a condition inflicted or imposed upon us by someone or something. It is a choice. You know, and I know a lot of us deal with this, and I still struggle with this at times, not as much, thank God. But there are times where I'll read something or hear something on the news, or offense can come in different ways. You never know when it's going to hit you. But when offense does come knocking on your door, I have the choice to say, okay, I can either become offended about this, or I can just move on. When we allow another person to hurt us in some way, we have a choice to get offended or to brush it off. And I'm here to tell you today that that's not always easy. Sometimes people offend us on purpose. They feel like that's their duty. They feel like that's their job. And much of that comes from them being bitter. Much of that comes from them being a miserable person. They want to try to project that on you. They're full of offense. They're full of hurt. They're disgruntled, and all these other things that offense brings, and what offense is. They are those things. That has become their identity. So now what they want to do is they want to offend you. And it's sad to say, but some people do offend people on purpose. They have no problem offending you with their words. They have no problem offending you with their actions. So I have a choice to become offended about what they said about me or what they did to me, or I have a choice to just brush it off. I believe brushing it off is progressive for some people. Some people just can't brush it off. You know, we want to get back at them, we want to get even. But when you do that, how many know that you're actually agreeing with the offense? Okay, they offended me, so let me offend them back. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, and it doesn't help you in the long run. We should never give another person that much power to control or to be in charge of your feelings. Never. And as soon as you submit to that, as soon as you give yourself up to that, and as soon as you become offended about what they did to you or said to you or how they handled you, as soon as you become offended, you know what happens? You just gave that person control and power over your feelings. So it's very important to know that when someone offends me, I have the ability, and not only do I have the ability, I have the power to choose. You have the power to choose today. You don't have to become easily offended because somebody hurt you or somebody said something to you sideways. You don't have to become offended about that. I believe knowing that offense will come, we need to know where and how does offense comes. So let's discuss the how, the why, the when, the where, and the who, and the what of offense. Now we've already discussed what offense is, which is typically a result of a perceived insult, annoyed, angry, hurt, irritated. That's basically what offense is in a nutshell. But let's talk about how. How does offense come? Offense comes in two ways, but not limited to. Offense comes in two ways. Number one, offense comes by words, and offense comes by actions. How many of us have been offended because somebody said something to you? Their very words hurt you. Their very words offended you. How many of you today that are watching that have become offended by someone's actions? Maybe it's something they did you didn't agree with. Maybe how someone chooses to live offended you. Their actions somehow hurt you in some way, and you just don't know how to come to terms with that. So that's how offense comes, through our words and through our actions. Let's talk about the why. Why does offense come? There are many reasons why offense comes. There are many reasons why people offend other people. There are many reasons why it happens. Sometimes it happens to belittle or to have the intentions to hurt others. I talked about that earlier. Many people do that today. And the sad part is many of them don't even realize they're offending people. But their offense or offending other people most of the time is a result of the offense that's already in their hearts. So it's only a reflection of who they are. So it almost validates them. It makes them feel good to hurt other people, to belittle other people, to put other people down, because it's something that they themselves are struggling with. Everybody has their reasons why they do it, but oftentimes doing it is hurtful and detrimental to others. Let's talk about when. When does offense occurs? There's really no time frame to when offense happens. You'll know it. I mean, you can turn off this video right now and get on Facebook and you'll find there'll be something you'll be offended about. You can turn on the news and there'll be something in that moment you'll be offended about. Somebody could say something to you that hurt you or hurt your feelings or whatever, and you become offended about. There's really no restrictions or limitations to when offense happens or when it occurs in your life. You just need to know that it will happen. Let's talk about the where of offense. Where does offense go, or where does offense resides? Offense is always looking for a home or a place to dwell. And I don't think there is no better place where offense dwells than to one's mind. Offense is always looking, and I want you to understand this, offense is always looking for an ultimate destination. And it starts right here. Because when somebody offends you, that's where it goes to your mind. Now you can let it go to your mind. If you keep it there, it's going to eventually get into your heart. And then you're going to start to manifest that offense out to others. And I believe that's how it starts. Offense is always looking for an ultimate destination. It just rumbles around and it's just looking for somebody. I need a home to stay in. I need somewhere to abide. I need somewhere to live. Well, I hope today that you will make that choice and say, I will not allow offense to live in my house. I will not allow offense to live in my mind. I will not allow offense to live in my heart, in my spirit. I choose to be unoffendable. Now, being unoffendable doesn't mean you will never be offended again. I applaud those who don't struggle with offense anymore. And some people don't. I don't know how they got to that level. I would love to know what pills they're taking or what routes they're taking to get to that point. But there are some people that still struggle in this area of offense. Let's talk about the who of offense. Who is the target of offense? Offense is like an arrow aiming at a target. Through life, these arrows of offense may aim our way. But we have a choice to be either a target or we can dodge it. We are always a target of offense. When offense comes, it's like shooting an arrow into someone. When offense comes, it may try to shoot at you, but you have an opportunity to be a target of offense, or you can dodge it whenever offense comes. So when offense or being offended comes to our lives, we need to always remember that you are bigger than the offense that may come. I choose to be offense free. I choose to be free. I choose to be happy. And I believe that many of us need to encourage and tell ourselves that today. You have the power within yourselves to become unoffendable. And again, unoffendable doesn't mean you will never be offended again. The lie that says that you can't control it is not true. And I've heard many people say that. You know, I always find myself offended about something. Maybe somebody did something to me, said something to me. I just can't control how I feel. I can't control my emotion. I can't control being offended all the time. I'm not judging you, but let me tell you something. That's not a great place to be. It's really not. It's unhealthy. It's detrimental to you. And it also stunts your growth. Because if you find yourself being offended about everything, that's going to create so much chaos in your life. And not only in your life, but in your mind, because you'll never be free. Convincing yourself that I can't control it and that I can't do nothing about it. I just have to be offended about something. And I'm here to tell you today that's not true. You have a choice to be a target of offense or you can dodge it. You have a choice to either be offended about something or I choose not to be offended about something. There's a scripture in James chapter 1 verse 9, Good News Translation. It says, "Remember this, my dear friends. Everyone must be quick to listen, but slow to speak, and slow to become angry." So I want to substitute the word angry for offended. So let's read it this way. "Remember this, my dear friends. Everyone must be quick to listen, but slow to speak, and slow to become offended." That word angry there actually means offended. Being offended means you are angry, means you are hurt or disgruntled about something. So he's not saying don't be angry. I don't want you to misunderstand me. He's not saying don't become offended, but he just said don't become so easily offended. We should be slow to these things. Even when offense comes your way, you shouldn't respond to it quickly. You should be slow, think about it, process it, and let it go. Like the water running off your back, just let it go. Don't let that bring you down. Don't let that hurt you. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to express your emotions. It's okay to be upset. But if you're going to do that, you easily go into that. You're not defined by that anyway. How many know that? So, man, that was really good. And I'm being blessed by this just as much as you are. I appreciate you watching. If this was a blessing to you, share this with your friends. You may know some people that find themselves offended about everything. Let them know today that it is a choice. It does not have to rule your life. It does not have to have domain in your life. You can be free from offense. Join me next week for part 2 as we continue our series, The Origin of Offense. Next week we will be talking about, do you hunt for offense? I wonder how many people out there today that actually looks for offense. They find everything wrong with everybody and everything. I'll wait. Let's talk about that next week.
Hi, my name's Heather. Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show today. If you've enjoyed the show today, visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You show. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.